Hi there. For those who don't know me, my name is Russell Davis. I'm a therapist and a coach. I want to spend a few minutes talking about change and is it really possible? Can we really change and create the lives we want? I want you to listen for a feeling within. I don't want you to make any notes. I want you to have an experience as you listen. Because when it comes to change, it's a change of heart that moves us forward, not new thinking. We often have too much thinking. And when we try to solve problems from cognitive thinking, often ends up fighting thought with thought. Listen for feeling within. Notice what you hear within you. It's not my words that make the difference. It's what you hear within you is going to make the difference. Be open to some kind of insight or realization as you listen. So I spent 17 years in a career that wasn't really me. It was very successful, a very successful corporate career. When I left, most people asked me what I was going to do next. Because most people leave that kind of job to further their career, to get a bigger, better job somewhere else. All I could say was, I was leaving to find something more me. And I didn't know what it was, but I was determined to try and find it. I couldn't bear the thought of being on my deathbed and not going on that adventure, to try and find something that feels like getting paid for being me, to feel a sense of purpose in my life. I knew at the end of the day I could probably go back and get a similar job elsewhere, but I didn't want any regrets in life. And I spent 17 years helping people on a similar journey, get out their own way to create more of what they want in their life, whether it's a CEO in their career, whether it's Olympians. I've worked with Olympians, I've worked with household actor names, I've worked with housewives, I've worked with couples trying to get pregnant, people of all sorts of walks of life, but all want to create something more in their life, a deeper sense of purpose and well-being. And what typically gets in their way is limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are thoughts we have regularly that we picked up along the way. Often when we feel stuck in life or frustrated with ourselves as well as life, we think it's us. We think we can't be who we want to be or who we think we should be or need to be. I used to suffer from anxiety, had a very, very busy mind, overthinking, people-pleasing. And I used to think it was my part of my personality, in my DNA. My mum was a worrier, so I'm a worrier. But it's not actually the case. No one's born a worrier, no one's born an overthinker. No one's born with a lack of confidence. We learn these things. If you think about it, when was the last time you looked at a baby and thought they weren't enough or good enough or worthy or had to prove themselves in some way? We come into the world with innate well-being. We're like a diamond, precious, unique. But then life throws mud at us. We go through life, particularly as children, because our emotional intelligence isn't fully formed until later teenage years. So prior to that, as children, we make things about us in all innocence when they're not. It's our misunderstanding of situations. We take them personally. We start to create limiting thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and life that continue out of habit, the innocent habits. So we become an adult, and that's why sometimes we feel frustrated, because part of us, our true self, knows we are capable, believes we are capable. But then we get frustrated by not making the changes we want or being who we want to be. And that creates a tension within us. So like a diamond, and we interpret these life events, and it's like mud gets thrown at us and it sticks. We pick up these stories, these narratives about ourselves and the world, and they're very plausible and very realistic. And sometimes all we begin to see is a pile of mud. Maybe not worthy, not deserving happiness, lack of self-confidence, or needing validation. And we want people to see us the way we see us, so we're really hard to polish the outside, to create a shiny veneer, to look good enough. But deep down we think we're the mud. But the truth is we're not the mud. That's just who we think we are. We're still the diamond. The work of my clients is to point them back to who they really are. It's a remembering of who they are as they came into the world as a baby, as a soul. That part of them is still there. We're only ever one thought away from being back into connection to our true self. So change doesn't have to be very difficult or long-winded. You don't have to reparent yourself over many years. It's often we're looking in the wrong direction. Our habitual thinking says, I'll be happy when, or I'll be happy if. We're trying to prove ourselves to the next thing. It's like being on a merry-go-round. We never get there because we're looking in the wrong place. Or we're trying to change our thinking, change our beliefs about ourselves, trying to fight thought with thought. It just doesn't work. And this I'll be happy when, I'll be happy if, means we're looking in the wrong direction, but also means there's a psychological goal behind the goals. Maybe there's something you want to create in your life. And there's nothing wrong with having hopes, dreams and desires. But if you think it's going to give us something psychologically, if it's I'll be happy when, or I'll be secure when, I'll be okay when. For me, it's I'll be happy when I prove to my mum I'm good enough. I got the good exam results, got the degree, I'll be secure in life when I got the good career, the pension, the relationship. It's always the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And having a baby wasn't happening. Then I began to realise this unconscious strategy, I wasn't aware of it, wasn't working. And that's when I began to fall apart. Question life. Where does happiness come from? And what I did what I call now my Project You journey to really explore who I really am, what I really want. So the goal behind the goal is a psychological goal. We're seeking happiness, well-being, security, whatever it may be. That's a place to come from, not a place to get to. That's a place to come from. And it's a place that we realise we're there already. We're just looking in the wrong place for those things. We have them already. So it helps slow my clients' minds down to realise psychologically they're exactly where they need to be and they've got what they need to create what they want in their life. They start creating those things from the inside out. They start creating those things from the inside out. I'm giving an example. So, if you were to imagine what you want to create in your life, if you were to truly imagine having it, sometimes imagine stepping into this golden circle and imagine having it. Let your nervous system feel how it feels to have that, whatever it may be, to have created that thing in your life, whatever it may be, to be the person you want to be. And imagine being that, living it. Looking through your eyes at that person, how it may look, what you may do from that space, what actions you may take from that space. And relax into that feeling of it. Let your nervous system feel it. And just really live it in that moment. Then start to question, okay, what is it I believe about myself more fully in this space? If I were to finish the phrase I am, what would it be? It may be things like I'm happy, I'm at peace, or I'm a powerful creator. Whatever it may be, it starts to point towards the psychological goals that you've been seeking. And when you flip that on your head, you start to see some of the limiting beliefs, the stories you've been living through unconsciously that are actually holding you back from getting there. But they're just learned behaviours. They're not who you are. They're innocent habits. And we start to realise what these habits are, these beliefs are. We can take the power out of them. And in the next video, I'm going to talk more about that. How do we let go of these limiting beliefs? But this video, I want you to see and feel and sense that change is possible. Because it's coming back to who you really are. You don't have to be someone very different or better version of yourself. You've been trying too hard. You've been trying too hard. And for me, it's just relaxing back into who we really are. Realising that we came into the world complete, whole, perfect. And And along the way, we picked up these stories that we've got to prove ourselves in some way. And we get caught into looking in the wrong place for validation and okayness, realizing that's a place to come from. The mud on the diamond is just the mud. It's not the diamond. You are still the diamond underneath. We just need to point you back in the right direction. For me, Project U is about pointing you back in the right direction to reconnect you to the truth of who you are. In the next video, we'll unpack how we do that more. So I really encourage you to hit reply on this email. I'd love to know what it prompts within you. I'd love to know what you heard, how it feels to hear these words, what it prompts within you. Any questions, any challenges, just hit reply, let me know. I'd love to know. And I promise I'll reply to every single email. Until next time, loving you.